You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints. Absolute Radio.
Hello. It's that, not the weekend podcasting with Frank Skinner, through the auspices of, I've said it again, Absolute Radio. And I'm with Gareth and Emily.
Hello.
And we were just, sitting around talking. We thought we'd invite you to join us. What about that, for a way of putting it? To suggest the intimate manner of the whole shebang. So, shebang.
Oh, I love that one. She move.
Do you know I once went to Barcelona to see Ricky Martin live?
Well, I think you might have told me this.
Yeah.
Why was it a girlfriend made you go?
It was a girlfriend. She didn't make me go. I took her as a bit of a treat.
Oh.
And
what a treat it was.
It was half term.
Did he sing Shebang?
I did.
Frank.
He sang. He started with Living La Vida Loca. No, I don't.
I love it.
I don't want him to start with the big hit.
Where's he got to go?
Yeah.
From there.
Okay, we still had Un, Dos, Tres for the for the encore, but I'd have held back Living La Vida.
And Hero? Did he end with Hero?
No, that's not him. That's Enrique Iglesias, you fool.
I thought, oh God, they've picked a hole in my Ricky Martin knowledge.
Frank, you know exactly what you're talking about. It's this fool here with his Enrique Iglesias rubbish.
But Enrique, is he the one that's just done a really rude? He's done a really rude titled song, Enrique, hasn't he?
Oh, sort of Let Me Touch You There.
No,
thing.
it's got a swear word.
Have
in
I
the title.
made that up?
No, sorry, I thought you were just reading a note that Gareth had passed across. No, I mean it's got a proper swear word in it.
Category C.
Category F.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean in the title, it's all right. It's all right slipping one in verse 3. Where no one's going to... But I mean, it's in the
exactly.
What's happened to him? See, they start off wearing a woolly hat indoors. Next thing you know, they're swearing. That is the whole urban experience, as I see it. Anyway, those of you listen to the radio show as well as... I don't know if there's anyone who would listen to this and not the radio show. I mean, I see this as an annex.
Exactly.
Sort of an appendix.
Or an appendix, if you like. Footnotes. What else could it be? An addendum. We're coming up. As you can tell, we've got the Oxford English Dictionary that we're going through for what this is. But I was talking about the fact that I'd been interviewed by a lady from Lovett, and one of the things she did was I had to draw 3 words out of her hat, her sequined hat, and make a joke out of it. And we did it on the show, and I have to say, Gareth Richards knocked me into a cocked hat with it.
I
think Gareth Richards enjoys, obviously, a sort of Dadaist approach to comedy. The Dadaists, as I'm sure you all know, was a movement. They used to write poetry and stuff by just putting words onto paper, throwing it in the air, and wherever it landed, that would be the poem. And I didn't know you were a Dadaist.
It may have been a fluke.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Oh, no. Pressure's on. No, but I feel like one of those people now who loses.
Now,
when they play, maybe they play their 12-year-old nephew at table football at the Christmas party, and then they lose, and you see the slight twitch in the corner of the mouth, and they say, well, come on, best of 3 then. Best of 3. I feel like that.
This is exactly what it is. This is Sly tackling a toddler playing football.
Yeah, but we've proved that you are a Dadaist comic, so, I'm on the back foot, as it were.
OK, on with the
games. Do you know
games.
I've got a back foot?
Really?
It's weird. I don't know. It is, yeah.
In a field.
The money I've saved on shooting sticks.
I've got a little tub here.
I know you have, but we don't bring it up. But I love the way it sits on those designer jeans, like Humpty Dumpty on a brick wall.
Talk about anything else, but not my tummy.
Okay.
It's actually not bad, Gareth, is it?
It's not.
It's not bad.
It's quite washboard. I've got a little tub here, and it's got pieces of paper written down by the producer with random words. Okay, so you're going to have 3 words, guys, to construct a joke from.
Can I say the last time we did this, the 3 words that came out, chosen by the producer, were King, Texas, and was it kidney, the other one?
Yeah.
Not, I would call, common components of a joke.
No.
I think she
she does live in Birmingham.
She gets herself into like a trance-like state on
it's like that. Does she have
South
a familiar?
American chemicals? Yeah, and this gets quite wild.
Who's Derek's? What's he called? Joe, is it? Derek, Sam. Derek and Chorus. Familiar. These were chosen by Emma's familiar, who I think is called Enid. I'm guessing.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, here comes the words.
As Enrique Iglesias said.
I'm tense.
Word
Can
number...
I say Gareth is actually limbering up? He's physically limbering up. Picture that, if you will.
Word number 1. Spatula.
What? You've made that up.
I haven't. I haven't.
Well.
Gareth's making notes. Okay.
Spatula.
Gareth's like a countdown contestant.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, they're
I'm
going
drawing a mind map.
Okay.
Are we going to go over to you, Em, at the end, and you'll be sitting with Giles Brandon? And the
I
dictionary.
will not.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You could also
Terrible.
have had...
Go on then. Spatula.
Word number 2. Parachute.
I mean,
I like Daisy's sudden...
Gasps.
well, I mean, I can't believe it. Gareth is actually looking exactly like a countdown. He's got that slight swagger.
In the world of comedy, I am the countdown contestant of comedy. That probably...
He's very
is
blockbusters
my
as well.
style.
If I come up with the same joke as you, will I have to pass the bit of paper across for you to check it?
I'll check the workings
One
out.
of the least professional things ever done on television is that. 2 contestants pass a bit of paper to each other to see if... Anyway.
Well, so what's happened to implied trust, which there should be?
What has happened to him?
In the same way that when you win at the end, you assume that you're going to get your money, unless it's bullseye, when you have to see the cash. But
Yeah.
okay, so far, Frank, we've got spatula, we've got parachute. Word number 3. Mushroom.
Okay.
Mushroom, parachute, spatula.
Okay. Well...
Would you like some time to think about it?
No, you can't have time to think about it. You have to go straight into it. So I joined this gay skydiving team. And I was in the plane ready to jump, and one of the men was standing extremely close to me. And I said, I have to say, there's not much room in this plane. And he said to me he was a confirmed spatula.
Very good. That's going to be quite hard to beat, Gareth,
No, here it
particularly
comes.
mushroom.
Here it comes.
Cheryl Cole was performing her hit "I Don't Need a Parachute," and one day, and she came off stage, and she was she
Hesitation.
Her rider involved some mushrooms.
Okay.
And she didn't like the mushrooms, so she projected them from her mouth, and then she ate some Wrigley's gum, and then she went back to sing, and one of her entourage said, "Oh, that's what Cheryl's always like, spatula."
I don't get it.
Because she spat out the mushroom, and then she chewed some.
Spatula.
Under a lot of pressure.
Oh, I see, and then
Spatula.
sung. And then sung.
Spatula.
Oh, I get it.
One each, then.
One all.
So, yeah, what else? What else is in the news?
Cider later.
Yeah, see, what's happened is I only had a 6, but you've claimed a 7, but I'm afraid it's not in the dictionary.
It's not in the dictionary.
I'm afraid not.
I think you're right.
No.
It seems like it could have been a word, but saying out loud.
Don't. Let it go.
Sorry, Frank, I'm just going to take my gilet off.
It's very hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry.
It's so hot, I'd say that...
It's getting hotter.
Yeah. All my lower parts are completely now external. I'm taking my jacket off. It's so hot in here. It's
Do you
ridiculous.
mind if I take my jeans off?
Yeah.
It's a bit
Well-
constricting.
That's how Bewitched started, and their career went down the toilet once they got out the denim. Could you hang down the back of the... Thank you so much. So I turn for the mic. It doesn't sound good if I turn away. So I just got...
No.
Anyway, so...
I feel a bit itchy.
Well, speaking of itchiness... What about David Cameron's children? Probably one of the poshest blokes in Britain. They've got knits.
Well, exactly.
I find it reassuring that posh people's kids get knits as well. Though I can imagine he's probably had them loaded with knits to seem like a man of the people.
Yeah.
No, but Frank, knits like clean hair. Or is that what your mum tells you to make you feel better?
I don't believe that for 1 second.
It's true.
It's like clean hair.
Well, I had knits when I was a child, and one thing I didn't have was clean hair. I don't remember washing my hair until I was about 14, and then it was I washed it with soap till I was 20.
You didn't.
I just continued. When I washed my face, I just kept going. Yeah. So we had a woman used to come round, a friend of mine who was a very black country man. He used to call the knit nurse. And she was the knit nurse. So, knit nurse is coming. And we used to go into a room and they used to look at us individually at our hair.
This is at the school or at the house?
At school,
yeah.
Okay. They didn't come to the house. And then, so the idea was that if you did have knits, no one would know. So then you'd all go back to your class and the knit nurse would come in and say, right, you, and you. And of course it's so obvious. So I remember sitting in the chair at home and my mum picking her way through my hair like an ape. And she'd say, oh, God, this is a good one. And I'd hear...
Oh,
and
what was that?
She used to kill him in between her thumbnails.
Oh, I feel sick.
Well, there was no internet in them days. We had to make our own entertainment. And her hands would be... her fingers would be covered in blood. Yeah. It was magnificent.
Wow.
But I had knits as an adult, Frank.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did you get them, do you think?
I got them off my friends' kids. And I do have quite long hair, as you know.
Kids, as I think we all know, are a reservoir of disease and infection.
Exactly. But I found out that I had knits, and it was really embarrassing as well.
Well, it is, of course.
And I just started going out with someone at the time. We went on holiday. So I had to go to the chemist without him seeing. And he did say to me afterwards, I got a bit... He said, look, you've got knits, haven't you?
Did he?
Yes. And he said, I was a bit suspicious.
Was he a celebrity?
Yes, he was.
Oh, OK.
He said, when I saw you coming out of the chemist with a bottle with a picture...
Let's hope it was Duncan Goodhue.
He said, when I saw you coming out of the chemist with... And on the bottle there was a picture of a giant beetle on it, which was true. But I also, another time, then I had to go in and buy some from the chemist, and I lied and said I had children, because I was embarrassed.
OK.
Can you get lotion for children?
Well, no, but it's just that he assumed he said how many children, and I just went, 2.
Oh, you thought one adult head.
Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
And he said, boy or girl? He was testing me.
Wow.
I said both.
I wonder what they make of your extensions. Knits.
I don't have extensions. Oh. This is my real hair.
Oh. It's long, isn't it?
This is it's not that long. It's my real hair.
OK. So, yeah.
No, I do think it's funny, though, knits.
You think it's funny?
Yeah.
Have you had knits?
David Cameron. Oh, yeah, I've had loads of knits.
Yeah?
They've got mousse now, though. Back in the day, they used to have this terrible lotion that was, like, really...
Selsun.
Burnt you. Or
they had this stuff. When I was at school, it was purple stuff they used to put on your hair. That was a giveaway as well.
Oh, I had Pripson. No, that was for worms.
And those combs where the teeth in the comb were virtually a solid block. That was the tightest teeth combs in the world. Yeah, and they went through you with a fine-tooth comb. It was as simple as that.
A friend of mine said that, which I thought was funny, was that when she was at school and Mark Bolan was big at the time, and he had a haircut, had all his hair cut off, and everyone at school said it was because he had knits.
It's possible. I imagine he hung around with some shabby people. Yeah. We had mice as well on the infestation front. I remember my dad was once standing, he was just wiping his hands on a tea towel. Because I don't know about you with tea towels. If I get wet hands, I don't go to the bathroom and find a proper towel. I use the tea towel. You with me?
Yep.
So he's there drying his hands on the tea towel. Suddenly he leapt like a salmon. He leapt full length across the room. And what he was doing, he'd seen a mouse. And he leapt like a slip catch. He caught it in the tea towel.
Wow.
Did he?
Brilliant. He was very good with the...
What did he do with it?
Oh, he killed it. Yeah, he was
bare hands?
Actually, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think we had a cat at the time, and I think he sort of took it out and then let the cat have it. So he continued the food chain. He didn't just kill it willy-nilly.
We came home from school one day. I don't know if I've told you this, but we came home from school and my mum said, the guinea pig wasn't looking well. So
Softening you up.
So I drowned it.
Oh.
And her dad, because her dad used to keep pigeons, he would...
I like the way you moved on swiftly.
No, this is putting in context that he would, if the baby pigeons weren't well, he would drown it in a bucket of water. So my mum had done this to our guinea pig.
Okay.
She had got a bucket of water and held it under until it stopped moving.
Okay.
She drowned the guinea pig.
We didn't try and get off school for a while after that by saying we were ill.
I suppose she thought, well, you know, when we're in Disneyland, we won't be able to feed it. It was a toss of a kind. You and your brother didn't go under.
Why did she drown the guinea pig?
Because it wasn't well.
It must have not
Well,
looked
I haven't been well, but don't drown me.
Okay,
I could
take the bucket back out.
She obviously thought, you know, you go to the whatever they call them, the veterinarian. It's going to cost a fortune to have that put down. So we just put it in there. She needn't have told you, couldn't she? Just said it died, and we.
Yeah.
She should say what my dad
Swim
said.
in.
Danny's a dead pussy. That's what he said when my cat died.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Don't ever have that put on a T-shirt. That's my advice. Yeah. Well, she could have said it had just died, though. I suppose if you'd found it in the bin.
It's true.
She could have said it was buried at sea.
You could have.
Oh God! Did you hold out any
Maybe
hope
really
at all
sad,
of
Frank.
maybe artificial respiration?
No, I think
But when she says it wasn't feeling well, that's a bit non-specific.
it is a bit
How
worrying.
does she know?
It's guesswork, isn't it?
I mean,
Largely.
exactly. It's not going to say, "Oh, I feel terrible."
I imagine it seemed like it was in pain, not just a bit picky.
It seemed. That's my
I
problem
guess,
with this
yeah,
whole
no,
thing. It seemed.
It's
Yes.
subjective.
It certainly looked slightly panic-stricken when it came up for the third time. Oh God! You can't even hold them by the tail. A guinea
Oh,
pig.
it's really upset me.
Oh come on!
It has.
My dad put a spade through a dog in our garden
Oh my God! Why did he do that?
because people then they didn't take animals to be put down. It was just they were going to die anyway. It's quick. It was very quick.
Oh, great. Spade through a dog.
Yeah, I
Not
don't-
Shep.
No,
Oh
when,
God, no! Not
when they
Shep.
say it needs to be spayed, that's not what they mean.
No, I know that clearly that was a mistake.
When I had a mice problem, my mum just turned up and went, "Oh my God, darling," and she turned up with a hammer and some black pepper. That's what she did.
What was she going to season them?
That's what
Well, they
Tenderize
don't
and
like-
then season.
They don't like being seasoned. I find that. We had I had flies in my Birmingham flat. I have a Birmingham flat, and blimey, I mean there was like it felt like a million flies in there. So I obviously I rolled a newspaper. I'm a traditionalist, and I went after them, and it was actually utterly exhausting. You try and kill that many flies with a newspaper. And I did think, you know, you're always thinking of, you know me, I'm always looking for an opportunity, a career opportunity. And I was thinking workout video, where, you know, that it comes with a load of
with a jar
flies.
of flies.
It could come with maybe a horse head, and then you grow your own flies. And then, because it was a proper workout trying to kill them. And you start thinking, maybe a bit of backhand, and, you know, you start
Yeah.
developing a technique. And when I went to bed that night, I closed my eyes and I could still see the sort of fly movements going across my... Yeah.
We had when we lived in Cardiff, we had slugs, and so you'd come down in the morning, and all the carpet, there'd be a silvery trail over the carpet all around.
See, we had silverfish, do you remember those?
Yeah.
Get
Oh,
up in
yeah.
the morning, when you put the light on, or if you got up in the night, they'd all scamper. It'd be like
Yeah.
a
Were
beautiful...
they in the bath, were they?
No, they were on the carpet.
Oh, I think they're normally in the bath, but never mind.
Oh, the
Yeah.
carpet, if you could imagine, it was like, I left my Action Man once on the floor, and it looked like he'd opened a trout farm.
Yeah, they scatter. That doesn't happen so much with slugs. It's
No,
so much slower.
Slug
when you turn the lights
scattering
on.
is a very unspectacular phenomenon. Quick, run for it. Have we started?
So this week in the paper, it's very exciting. Scientists have made a breakthrough with making an invisibility cloak.
Oh.
What?
It's not quite a cloak, but kind of they use crystals. They use a particular sort of crystals.
Calcite.
Yes, calcite crystals.
Oh, God, that was good.
And yeah, it's good. Well made up. No, that is it. And they've only managed to like make micron level things disappear before, but they've done it with pins and paper clips now.
Up to 1 centimetre.
Oh, hold on. They've made pins and paper clips invisible.
Yeah,
Yes.
appear to not be there. It's by splitting light in some way.
Yeah.
So they're still there.
They're
but
still there, but they're
That's
invisible.
incredible.
But yeah, they don't make them disappear.
It's not that
They're not
when
the Great
David-
Soprendo.
No. Well, no one is anymore. He did disappear. God bless him. Oh, well,
He's in the
that's-
box. Although
I say?
don't maybe.
God bless him. Well, that's absolutely incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Invisibility. I mean, that's one of the dreams of humanity, to be invisible.
Well, don't get crude.
How do you mean?
Well, because I remember at school, boys used to talk about, imagine if you was invisible, you could just sit in the girls' changing rooms and stuff like that. And
No.
you couldn't really.
No.
Could you, in case someone sat on you?
Well, I mean, there are
Also,
several
you couldn't
things.
see
That would be
anything because
good.
you'd be blind anyway.
Hold it, why would you be blind?
Because the light would have nothing to reflect off, would it? That's how you're able to see. So it would go straight past your optic nerve or whatever. You wouldn't be able to see anything.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's absolutely...
My goodness.
But
Yeah.
it's true, though, isn't it?
Scuppered the
'Cause
whole
that's
thing.
how you see.
Wait, what's going on?
It's because the light reflects off your retina.
I don't know how you see, I just thought...
Oh, I know that.
So how come the light... You've made me go cross-eyed.
So is this why you can't see in the dark?
Presumably, yeah.
Well, I'll go to our house.
That's why there's no lights. But isn't it one way, the invisibility cloak? It's not making everything else
Don't
invisible.
treat me like Stephen Hawking suddenly. I know one
Well,
thing.
no, but you
I'm
made
not
this up.
Stephen
You can't
Fry.
see out of a...
No,
Don't
but
make
the
that up.
invisibility cloak that's true. But one thing that when these kids used to talk about,
Yeah.
God, we'd be able to see, Susan, whoever I won't use her name, would be able to just sit and, and I used to think, well, the trouble is, we'd have to be naked
Yeah, we would know him.
because you couldn't wear clothes, obviously, so they're not going to go invisible. So
Oh,
you'd have
yeah.
to sit in the girls' changing rooms naked, and you never. I don't think I'd have the confidence that it wasn't going to wear off suddenly, and
Yeah,
then
no,
suddenly you're naked in the girls, and then you'd have to do that thing. Oh, what happened? Oh, and no,
Yeah,
I know I didn't fancy that.
they might accidentally throw a towel on you.
I'd have a really nice day. I'd just go to cinema. Wouldn't have to pay. It'd be nice to watch a film invisible.
Also, what occurs to me is, well, would all of you be invisible? Everything internal and everything.
Yeah, I don't think you just want to be like body,
What if you got
a
dirty?
kidney. A kidney going to Texas.
Wouldn't there be two vague
The
grey
camera.
patches of aerosol moving through the air? Well, that
Oh,
would
and what
worry
if
me.
I had nail polish on?
What about if you'd left a tiny piece of toilet paper on your bottom? That would just be in midair. What a giveaway. There's all sorts of there's problems. I must say, it would be brilliant, though, wouldn't it? If I could do it, if I
Yeah.
could be invisible, like, for a day, I wouldn't go and sit in Kate Winslet's bedroom and wait.
What would you do?
I would go to Derek Akora's house and I would move stuff about. I might, pick up a teacup in front of him, lift it in there and put it down again. Just so he started to think, oh, God, there are real spirits. I've been lying all these years and now they've come back to
See
get
what
me.
he does, because if he acts surprised...
Yeah. Or if he was doing
shouldn't be,
a
should he?
TV show, if you suddenly got him in a headlock and he'd be going, oh, go and sit, Sam! Get him, Sam! It'd be brilliant. It'd be really challenge everything about the whole Akorian empire.
Have some fun with some Ouija boards.
You could.
Spell out whatever
Yeah.
you want.
You could just hit Akora full in the face. The trouble is, if you got blood on your hand, of course, then they'd be able to spot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I thought I might like to go to Buckingham Palace. It was weird thinking about
Can
it.
I say
'cause
you
I'm
don't have to be invisible to do that?
No, but I'm not a royalist. But I realised if I was invisible, I'd quite like to go and sit with the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh, just see what they talk about.
I don't think they talk anymore. Do you think they do?
Talk? I don't know.
I just
Find
think you'd
out.
be drawn in. You know what I mean?
You'd
You'd
be
start
sucked in.
off like that. Next thing you know, you're with her in the toilet. I just think as the temptations. That's why I don't want to know about it. I think
No.
you'd be there are terrible temptations. Stealing, of course, wouldn't be one because you couldn't shoplift because the items wouldn't be invisible.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, but they couldn't apprehend you, so you could still.
Well, they'd just follow the handbag. I can imagine, couldn't you? Some security guard shouting, "Follow the handbag!" Oh yeah. Oh, Sorry, I'm scratching. Keep talking amongst yourself.
I'd quite like to be. I wouldn't want to be invisible all the time, but being able to be invisible on demand would be quite good.
Oh yeah, we'd all
So
want
VOD?
that.
So that if
No,
you,
IOD it would be, wouldn't it?
if you-
Visible on demand.
you know, if you just say something really awkward in a social situation, just ping, you could just
And then
disappear.
Well, you've still got to clear up your mess, love, at some stage. They know you said it.
They'd know you were there as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it'd be more useful to alter world events in some way. Like you could run onto the pitch at West Brom. You could change everything. You could pick that little ball up, put it somewhere else.
You're right.
That's true. On the goal line.
Yeah.
I did think
Two
about that this
goalies.
week. I watched Sky 3D,
Oh yeah.
and at West Bromwich Albion we're on. I'd never watched them on. Well, actually, I have watched them in 3D before, obviously,
Yeah.
about 10 million times. But I mean, I watched them on telly in 3D,
Yeah.
and I thought, you know, it would be brilliant if I could have got Kath to watch it, well, she won't watch football, and I would have got one of those yellow official issue Premier League footballs, and when the ball went up, just thrown it into the room like that. That would have been such a great practical joke. But of course, the moment had gone. Let's not worry about
Oh,
that.
the mice are in.
Yeah, exactly. Did you read about the world's loudest alarm clock?
Oh, I want that.
That would be.
You know, we bought you a John Wayne cuckoo clock for your birthday.
How could I forget that?
That's what I want. This loudest alarm clock. So just so you know.
How loud is it? It's very loud.
Well, apparently, yeah. It's almost. I think it's like only 30 decibels less loud than an ambulance.
An ambulance.
Yeah.
That's really loud. I
Yeah,
get
it's
a
all-
bit
it's close to
tearful
an
when
ambulance
you
sound.
know, when an ambulance is at its loudest, it's a bit upsetting.
Yes, especially if you're in it.
That's true.
Yeah, you actually get tearful as an
Yeah,
ambulance.
like just it's a bit much.
Perhaps you're just allergic to the Doppler effect.
That could be it.
But I need this, Frank, because I do have real problems waking up with the snooze. I'm so dependent
Yeah.
on the snooze. And actually,
Oh no, I never
what's the
touch the snooze.
Do you not?
I
You're more
hate the
disciplined than
snooze.
me.
The whole thing with the snooze, for me, people who use the snooze, their life is on snooze.
Well,
you know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
thing. It's true. It's true. I feel sick. I feel ashamed of my dependence on the snooze button.
Where
What's
does it
the
come
point?
from, that thing about, a little extra 5 minutes? No.
Because it tricks you.
It
tricks
tricks
you,
you.
and then you think, right, I've done all my snoozing now. Now I'll just lie in bed for a minute, and
Yeah.
because I'm up now, I won't go to sleep. But I'll just lie here a minute. You wake up an hour later. You know, Ethan's eaten a shepherd.
Not in my bed, no.
Ethan's eating a shepherd.
He's eaten a shepherd. Goodness me.
That's
No, but Frank, what I have to do is I'm dependent on the snooze, and then I feel filled with self-loathing because I've used the
Quite
snooze.
right.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right. And then I'll think, right, there's only one way for it. After two snoozes.
Two snoozes.
Two snoozes.
Oh,
I
man,
know,
you're like an
Frank.
addict.
I
Multiple
know.
snoozes.
They're 10
so
minutes
good.
each. 10 minutes
10
apiece.
minutes. It's true. That's 20 minutes.
10 minutes
Snooze.
snooze. Have a 5 minute snooze. Have 4.
Can you change the snooze duration?
Can
I
you?
think you can on some things.
Oh, well, mine's 10 minutes.
Emma's
I've
saying yes, Daisy's saying definitely no.
I've just kept it as manufacturer's
You
setting.
can get a snooze flash.
Oh. So I've got two snoozes, Frank. Two snoozes later.
Right.
And then I think this is getting ridiculous. I feel so angry with myself. I then pull the duvet back, like in one very swift movement, and I just lie there and then I think I'm so cold I'll have to get up. That's my way of getting up.
You know what worries me now? There's men listening to this on their iPods. They will have stopped mid-walk down the street at the thought of your duvet flying back and you just lying there in the cold, getting...
All the silverfish scuttling away.
Yeah, exactly. What? On Emily. She's infested, apparently. Yeah.
Excuse me, Richard and Andy. You might want to play this back.
Well, no, when I did the Charles Atlas course...
What?
What's that?
When I was 14, I did the Charles Atlas bodybuilding.
You
course.
did
You
it.
too can have a body like mine, yeah.
You did it.
I did.
Charles Atlas.
Charles Atlas
Charles
was a
Atlas.
very famous bodybuilder, and he used to do this course for people like me, 9 stone. Well, I wasn't 9 stone. I was like a 5 stone weakling.
When you're 14, you shouldn't do it that young.
No, probably
Stop your
not.
growth.
I think
Yeah.
it said...
Be like Gareth. Do the Charles Atlas when you're 24.
No, I think it said 13 to 60 or something like that.
All right.
I could do it again. at this time. I've still got it somewhere. Anyway, I did the Charles out, and he used to say, one thing you must never do is, once you're awake, you have to get up instantly. Do not lie around. And what he said, and what I used to do, is you keep 2 flannels in the fridge, and you go straight down, get out of bed, go straight to the fridge. You slap one on the small of your back, and the other one on your genitalia.
Right, I don't think this is okay. I don't think this is okay.
You don't think it's okay? It used to be.
Telling 13-year-old boys to slap cold flannels on their genitalia. I don't think this is savoury.
Well, my mum and dad were just glad I'd put anything. They were having breakfast. I walked in naked, half asleep, over straight to the fridge.
They were happy for a flannel just to go anywhere near
exactly.
it.
Yeah, they were glad for. Yeah, but it's true. I used to do that every morning for 3 months.
Flannel.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Wow. That explains it.
Yeah, and
How did you find it?
growth.
well, it woke me up. I will say that there was no snooze on the flannel.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Frank,
So your attitude
these
is
days,
you snooze, you lose.
Yes.
Frank, these days, how do you arise then?
That's a very
can't-
personal question.
You can't do it without a cold flannel now.
No, I find the cold flannel is. It's not helpful.
Frank, you know what I mean. I mean, when you get up there, are you straight out like a shot?
Well, I tell you, will you stop it? It's just getting like carry
I'm
on,
not doing it
carry
on
on
purpose.
podcast.
I'm honestly not doing it on
No,
purpose.
I'm not blaming you. It's
Okay.
Gareth when he's
It's
with his.
not my fault.
But are you straight out of bed?
What I do is my iPhone, which is what I use as an alarm.
Is it that one?
No,
Which one is
it's
it?
the one that sounds a bit like Susie and the Banshees Hong Kong Garden.
I know
ding,
well.
Ding, 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 ding. It sounds like that. But I keep it on the bedroom chair, not at my side.
Ah.
You know the bedroom chair? You know, there's also,
Yes.
I have a chair in my bedroom which I personally have never sat on.
I have one of those.
It's got things like clothes on it and a laptop. I think there's a laptop on it. I've no idea why. I keep it over there, so I have to get out of bed to switch off the alarm, and then once you're up, you're up.
I'm going to start doing this.
I'd
good.
recommend that. What about you, Gareth? Do you ever have cause to set the alarm?
I do. Well, no, actually, at the moment, Ethan does wake us up.
What time
all
does
the
he...
time. So, sort of from about 5 o'clock, any time after that.
Does he have a snooze?
He comes in our bed, as we've discussed.
Does he
But
walk?
you could, if you had chloroform by the
No,
side
he
of his
walks.
Can't get
cradle.
out of. He does walk, though, no. But
thought they were
Laura
in
goes to get
cages.
him.
Cot
he is,
thing.
He is in a cot, yes.
Okay.
But we have to go and get him because he cries quite loudly. And for a while, he likes to cuddle Laura and sort of lies on her head. At an
With
angle.
nappy or without?
This is not the cat.
with nappy.
Okay.
No, not the cat. We
But
don't
if
have
you
a
had
cat.
chloroform by the side of the thing, you could have a sort of a snooze effect.
No, but
on him.
once you
Just-
start
just-
using the chloroform, there's no going back, I think, with children. That's,
You think it's like the
one
invisibility
moment,
thing you start.
Next minute they're 18, haven't learnt to speak yet.
Yeah.
It's just very tempting.
Well, it's obviously very popular in usage because I seem to meet lots of 18-year-olds that can't really speak yet. But well, that's a good thing. So what else? I'm scratching a lot. You know, it's this talk about nits and things. You know, when people start talking.
Infestations.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
you
what it is.
itchy.
What else?
I read something that mice shouldn't just be seen as pests because they can have some very useful applications. This is a new thing I saw in the New
Is
Scientist.
this Richard Gere's autobiography?
No, it's this
No, that was
guy,
the hamster that wasn't feeling well.
this man.
That would have been a great excuse. To be cruel to be kind.
Why do you think that hamster wasn't feeling well?
the
I don't know what you're talking about, actually. What are you talking about?
the inventor,
Yeah.
Aaron Lombroso from
Oh, he
Israel.
invented wine.
No, he didn't. No, you're thinking of
Yeah, okay.
something else. He has invented a detector for airports, a security detector.
I think you'll find there's already one of those. He's wasted a lot
Yeah.
of time.
No, but there's a new way of detecting things,
Detecting, like, guns
like
and
explosives and drugs,
Okay.
mice. So he has in this archway metal detector thing, he has 4 cartridges. And each of these cartridges
They're
has
like cartridges.
8
Frank.
mice.
Getting a bit Darren Brown. Russian
Called
roulette.
cartridges.
things. It is, yeah.
This is what he calls them.
Okay.
They're cartridges full of mice.
Cartridges
eight mice,
full of mice.
8 mice in each. And what happens is the mice are trained to smell explosives and drugs.
Sorry, can I stop you at the mice are trained?
Yeah, they train
which
the
I
mice.
take issue with.
What does it mean by cartridges? There's 8 mice in a cartridge.
I guess sort of like because you need to be able to remove them because
I think,
you need to change the
so
mice.
I assume they mean like compartments.
So it's like battery hens. They're in tiny little
exactly.
cramped compartments.
Well, I don't know how cramped they are. These what they do is as
you're
someone walks
defending
through,
Lambrusco.
As I think it's an interesting idea. As people walk through, air from the people is pumped over the mice, and they smell the people. And then, if they smell explosives or drugs, they run away. The mice.
When you say run away, you mean they turn round in the cartridge?
Well, there's somewhere for them to go because what it does is it monitors when they run, and if they all run, then they've detected something.
Really?
You see, so they can.
Yeah, but there's a lot
they
of
smell
fallibility,
drugs.
I think, here. I mean, just say you had a cheesy Dorito in your pocket.
Well, they'd run
They'd go
towards
mental.
that. They'd
Yeah.
run towards it.
Well, they would. They'd go crazy with that.
Yeah.
What to say? It's I've always thought that the working animal, they got a bad break, did they? I mean, what a rubbish to be the great joy of being an animal is that you just sit around and do nothing all day. And then you see those poor things I saw a sniffer dog at an airport. It had a high-vis jacket on. I mean, humiliating. And it was walking on the carousel. So it was walking and not getting anywhere. I don't know if it even knew it was on a carousel.
He might have been working out, little
Could
treadmill.
have possibly been on a...
He's on that Charles Atlas diet.
Yeah, maybe it was a third world version of the Generation game. But anyway, he was walking away on this thing, and I don't know, I just thought, I felt sorry for it. I thought, what, it's got a job. An animal doesn't want a job.
It's like when they make those Alsatians jump through the old fire hoops at the police display.
Oh, they love that, though.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I think they like it.
How do you know they love that? It's a bit like the hamster wasn't feeling well.
Well, that's true. I'm thinking about now elephant smugglers. They'd detect the mice, wouldn't they? And that,
See, they'd be scared of the mice.
Yes.
It's sort of like the Flintstones. On the Flintstones, when every appliance is sort of run by some sort of animal.
Yeah, where the stylus on the record player was like a bird beak. Yeah.
Like that. But I feel creepy about there being mice there.
No, I
You know
agree
what
with
I mean?
you.
There's mice near, having to walk through an archway of milling, seething with mice.
What would you have?
A bit creepy. What would I have inside it?
No, what would you have instead? I mean, you could have...
Instead. Well,
You could have say a chimpanzee that's been cut into a suitcase. So like there's 5 holes, one for the head, and then the thing, and you just carry it around like that, like a portable radio set. What do you think?
Interesting. And another animal that's got excellent sense of smell is a moth.
Get lost.
Yeah, moths have excellent sense
Get
of smell.
lost.
They
The
do.
moths, they don't even have a nose.
Moths have excellent olfactory system. And imagine, just in the airport, they just release moths.
But how do the
they
moths
fly-
tell you?
They flutter towards they have to go towards.
But if a light's turned on, you're going to be in problems,
that's it,
aren't you?
The terrorists
And
could just have a
I
candle.
find lights often are turned on in airports.
They're not dark.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a stupid
Or
idea.
bees.
Yeah.
Bees can smell fear.
Oh,
but
that's
there's
great in an
A
airport.
terrorist would be nervous.
There's
Yeah,
smell
hardly
the
any
fear.
bees. There's a shortage of bees, as it is.
Bees and moths flying around the airport.
I think people have tried... Haven't people tried bees?
I like the way, after my optic nerve comment, you all look towards me as the Stephen Fry of the
Yeah,
group now. It's
yeah.
one thing I know.
Well, one thing you made up.
No, it's true.
You can't see from inside an invisibility cloak. Nobody knows.
It's true.
No,
Did you
but
do
it's-
physics at school? No, you did media arts, so be quiet.
Did you do media arts?
Yeah, that was his
A
degree.
I did a GCSE.
It's a
Well-
sort of an invisible degree. So you would know.
It's an invisibility cloak for people who want to give people jobs.
I don't think the child stars of Harry Potter will need an invisibility cloak for very much longer. I think they'll disappear by the process of nature.
I was Ron Weasley! Ron Weasley!
Who?
What's a Ron Weasley?
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, the softest, mintiest show in town. Sponsored by Tree Bar Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.